The first myth I'm choosing to debunk is the special education teacher performs all evaluations to see if a child qualifies for an IEP and is the only person who can write and can contribute to an IEP document. This is false because a student's IEP team consists of parents, special education teachers, general education teachers, and if they have a therapist or mental health specialist or somebody else that helps them throughout the day, all those people work together to create a specialized plan for the child, or an individualized education plan. And then the evaluation, it uses many different tools and strategies, which are designed to give relevant and functional, developmental, and academic information, which includes input from everyone. And I got this from page 42. I also found teachers, special education teachers and general education teachers might be asked to complete interviews or complete observations of the student. A general education teacher might be asked to submit samples of students' work, and also just they all meet together to collaborate. So that is false that only the special education teacher can change the document. The second myth I'm choosing to debunk is all IDEA disability categories require medical diagnosis, and all students with medically diagnosed disabilities automatically qualifies for an IEP. Also on page 42, I found that it says, in special education terms, students are identified with disabilities. This is not to be confused with diagnosed, which is a medical term, meaning that teachers don't have the education or requirements to be able to diagnose somebody with something. However, they can identify the disability and give accommodations and IEP and modifications that can help the student excel with their disability. And then students that are medically diagnosed, but they don't automatically qualify for an IEP or special education, but however, if their disability affects the way that they learn in a classroom, they have the rights to free, appropriate public education, meaning that they could be tested for IEPs or tested for any kind of learning disabilities. The last myth I'm choosing to debunk is the only source of academic achievement data we can use when determining eligibility for an IEP is a student's performance on a high-stakes / state-mandated test like iLearn. This myth kind of relates back to the first one. I also found on page 42 again, and it says a comprehensive evaluation includes assessment tools and strategies or measurements which are designed to gather relevant, functional, developmental, and academic information, which includes input from the parents. No single measure can be used to determine whether a student is eligible for special education or to determine special education and related services. This just shows that there is multiple strategies used to find out what will work best for the student and the things that they need to accomplish their education goals and to get to where they need to be. But it does not come from one singular test or one singular evaluation. It comes from multiple different things. It also says in the text that general education teachers may complete questionnaires, rating scales, provide samples of student work, complete interviews with the IEP team members about students going through the evaluation process, and then the special education teacher may be required to complete observations and conduct interviews as a part of the evaluation process as well. Meaning that they just can't base it off of one test. There's multiple different things that they have to go through to be able to determine whether a child needs special education services.